The specification is Asamyuta Hasta, non-combined hand gestures. Tatra Samyukta Hastaha Namadhau Lakshana Muchyate. The 28 are enumerated as follows. Patakas Tripatako Adhapatakas Kartarimukaha Mayurakyo Ardhachandrasya Arala Shukadundakaha Mushtischa Shikaragasya Kapitta Pataka Mukaha Suchi Chandrakala Padmagosha smaller Sarpasirastata Mrigashirsha Simhamukaha Kangulascha Alapadmakaha Chaduro Brahmaraschaiva Hamsasyo Hamsapakshakaha Sandamso Mukulaschaiva Tamrachuda Trishulakaha. Pataka, flag. All the fingers are held straight and close together and the thumb is bent. Smile? Yes. Tripataka, three parts of the flag. In the Pataka pose, the ring finger is bent to derive at the Tripataka posture. Keep the hand. Pataka. Adhapataka pose is characterized by the bending of the little finger along with the ring finger. Yes, that is the thumb, the forefinger and the middle finger are free, whereas the ring finger and the little finger are folded and the thumb is also bent. Kartari Mukha. In the Adhapataka, if the forefinger and the little finger are bent backwards, it is called Kartari Mukha. That is, it represents a scissor. Mayura Hasta, the Peacock Pose. In the Kartari Mukha, the tips of the ring finger and the tips of the thumb should touch each other while other fingers are straight touching each other. This is the Mayura posture. Ardhachandra, half moon, is defined as a pose with thumb of Pataka outstretched, all other fingers stretched out and held together to depict the half moon. Arala Hastam. In the Arala, the forefinger of Pataka pose is bent. The forefinger is bent along with the thumb and the rest of the fingers are stretched and held together. Shukadunda Hastam. That is parrot's beak. Shukadunda is when the ring finger of Arala is bent. I repeat, Shukadunda is when the ring finger of Arala is bent. Mushti, fist. If the four fingers are bent and closely pressed towards the palm and thumb is placed upon them, the hand pose is known to be Mushti. We can also say clenched fist. Please show the other side of it. Now stretch it this way. Right. Thank you. Shikara Hasta, that depicts the peak. If in Mushti, the thumb is raised upwards and held straight, it is called Shikara. Smile. Kapita. The word Kapita means wood apple. How is it done? Bending the forefinger of the Shikara pose and placing it over the thumb in a pressing position forms the Kapita pose. Kataka Mukha, half closed fist. The experts in Natya define Kataka to be when forefinger and middle finger of Kapita are pressed against the thumb, while ring and little finger of Kapita are to be raised. Suchi Hasta, needle pointed. If the Kataka hand, the forefinger is stretched out, it is Suchi Hasta according to the Natya Shastra. Chandrakala Hastam, release of thumb from Suchi is Chandrakala pose. Padmagosha Hasta, if all the fingers are stretched without touching each other and then slightly bent towards the palm, the pose is said to be Padmakosha. Sarpashirsha Hasta, when the fingers of Pataka hand are bent at the tip with palm hollowed, it forms the pose Sarpashirsha, the hood of a snake. Hasta, with thumb and little finger of Sarpashirsha pose stretched. The rest of the fingers are closely held and bent perpendicular to them. It is called Mrigashirsha, that is the head of an animal. Simhamukha Hastam, that is the face of an animal or lion. When the rest of fingers stretched and ring and middle fingers pressed against the thumb, the pose is Simhamukha. Kangula Hasta, Kangula is the right pose to represent Lakuka fruit, bell girdle of children bell, a chakora bird, beetle nut tree. When the ring finger of Padmagosha pose is bent, it becomes Kangula. Alapatma Hastam, moving lotus, with the little finger bent above and all other fingers stretched apart from each other, it is known as Alapadma. Chatura Hasta, dexterous. Chatura pose is defined wherein little finger is straightened and thumb is placed at the base of the ring finger with both the middle finger and index finger joined together. B-shaped Brahmaram, when the thumb and the middle finger touch each other and forefinger is curved and the remaining fingers are stretched out. This gesture is called the Brahmara. That is a B. Hamsasya Hasta, Swan Face. Hamsasya is termed where the index finger and thumb touch while the other fingers are separated and stretched out. Hamsapaksha Hastam. Hamsapaksha is defined as pose when the little finger of Sarpasirsha pose is stretched out. Sandamsha Hastam, when the Padmagosha posture, fingers are contracted and then open up, and it is repeatedly done in this manner. The pose is defined as Sandamsa. Mukula Hastam, bud. Mukula is defined in scriptures of Natya Shastra as presentation of all the 5 fingers together at the tip. Tamrachuda Hastam, the cock posture. When the index finger of Mukula is slightly bent, it is called Tamrachuda. Trishula Hasta, Trident. When the thumb and little finger are bent, while the rest of the fingers are straightened, then we call it the Trishula Pose.